Rodney Hinton Sr. Because the room is so split on this. Let's see what Dana thinks about this next topic.
Next on deck with Tim Black.
I'm Rodney Hinton Sr. I want to give a condolence out to the officer that got killed. My whole family. I'm asking for forgiveness, and I've been praying hard for the officer that killed my grandson. I've been praying hard for him and his family because I know he's hurting off this. As I seen in the video about my grandson, I seen two scared people. I seen the officer scared, and I seen my grandson scared. So it's an unfortunate incident that happened. So that's all I seen. It was like, I didn't see the police there try to kill. No. What I seen was two persons made a mistake. My grandson made a mistake being there, and the officer, he was trying to get back to his family too. So that's what I seen. So it's not about revenge or anything. I have nothing against nobody. You know, my Lord and Savior is Jesus Christ, and I represent him. So with that said, please, everybody, just try to forgive everybody who done anything to anybody.
Wow. Okay. Dana, you want to go first with this? Or you want me to go?
You go first, because I think your audience is not going to agree with what I have to say.
I don't care. That's good. That's good. They need to exercise. Look, I think Rodney Hinton. Look, Hinton Sr. is he coming from a Christian standpoint, similar to the way Jeff Metcalf came at it. He also came at it from a religious background, and he said, "Hey, I forgive Carmelo." He didn't say his name. He said, "I forgive the man that the young man that took his life. He was wrong, but Jesus gonna work with this." Jesus, So he did the same thing, and I'm tired of black people doing it only because it gets done so often. Like, can we at least find out, like, did this have to happen? Can we at least find, like, I haven't seen a gun in his hand. I looked at the footage more times than it's probably healthy in order to try to see this damn gun. I didn't see no gun in his hand. So, like, I'm concerned, like, of the representation that this makes for us. And, I'm just tired of older brothers. I'm a grandfather now. And look, man, if you take one of mine, I'm going to have a problem with you. Now, if they caused it, I'm going to still have a problem with you, but I'll understand what happened. But I'm going to want us to see what happens in the justice system. It's like he preempting the justice system, like already trying to basically say that, hey, this was his fault. Nah, man. The cops did what they did. Let them prove their case and let that officer have to show why he was afraid. Because in my life, when I was a young man walking home from school, if there was a dog coming at me, I have a reason to be afraid. But if the dog ran past me, why am I afraid? And that's what happened, I feel, with the young man. The young man was past this officer when he pulled the trigger. So that's my issue with it. So I'm not going to condemn Rodney Hinton Sr., but I'm going to say I disagree. I understand where he's coming from. Maybe he worried about his money, Dana. Maybe he already looking at the civil side. I don't know. But,
Is Trump there?
Yeah, I smell crump. I smell mush mouth somewhere.
So this is just senior. We're not talking about junior yet.
Right now, right.
So, first of all, shut up. Why are you doing press conference? That was the same with Carmelo Anthony family, because, they're linked up with the grifter, with the Next Generation Action Network. Shut up. Stop talking. You talking before you got even a trial date for this cop. You don't even know what the deal is. Well, all the evidence is not even in. Why are you doing a press conference? Oh, because your son ran over a sheriff like an idiot. I'm sorry. I know yes, he just seen the videotape of his son being murdered, but I'm sorry, he didn't keep his composure. But you still didn't have to do a press conference. You're trying to save face. Why? To calm down white people? To make sure that white people don't start threatening your family? No, you are the head. Stay strong. Like, don't be scared. just shut up. You didn't have to do that. And that's the problem, because how many times have we seen Black people, I forgive, and I'm not forgiving nothing, because now they're saying that he wasn't a part of any carjacking. He was just wanting to get home. He was asleep. He didn't have the gun. Either way, and I was pulling up on my phone because somebody sent me a little bit of stats on Cincinnati and the police department down there. The police department nationwide always had a problem historically, even to this day, being overly aggressive with Black people. They do the same with Black women, but more so Black boys and Black men. But specifically in Cincinnati, it says precise data on the total number of Black people killed by police in Cincinnati is incomplete, because comprehensive centralized reporting is lacking and numbers vary by source and time frame. However, based on available information, here's what can be pieced together. From 1995 to April of 2001, at least 15 Black males were reported killed by Cincinnati police during a confrontation or while in custody, with no white suspects killed in the same time period. Notably, cases include, this is a list of cases. I'm not going to read off the cases. A 2020 source lists additional earlier cases. Okay, that's that person. The Washington Post database 2015 to 2024 tracks fatal police shootings nationwide, but doesn't provide city-specific breakdowns in the provided references. It notes that Black Americans, about 13% of the U.S. population, account for 23 to 27% of police shooting deaths, suggesting disproportionate impact. Mapping police violence and other sources indicate Black individuals are killed at higher rates than other groups, but exact Cincinnati numbers beyond the above are not specific. So a lot of times they hinder, try to hide the data, or just not do the research to get these numbers. So it says, for a complete count, assessing Cincinnati Police Department records or local investigative reports will be necessary, but these are not fully covered. And then it just goes on to the count. So I said I was going to do a video breaking down this information, this data that I was able to obtain, and just being more specific. But I say all that to say that in that city, it is reported historically throughout the decades that Black men are handled way more aggressively and killed by the police. And that's just one city. And we all know this goes on in other cities. Now, it is true when you do look at the data nationwide that that white people, especially white men, are arrested more because there's more of them, right? They're just as violent as any other criminal. But why is it that police officers are so quick to pull the trigger? With that said, going back to the father, Senior, not the father of Ryan, but Rodney Sr., I'm not going to get up there and ask for world peace. I'm not going to say anything, because I may have not a physical violent moment like Rodney Jr., but I'm going to have a moment to where I may advocate for some violence. A Black Panther spirit. But I just think people just need to shut up when the evidence is not in. And we're never going to get any type of true police brutality, public policies passed when you keep giving them a pass. Look at Memphis with Tyree Nichols in that case. So yeah.
I agree, Dana, and I appreciate you, putting out the data. Yeah, there's no requirement for them to report deaths. It's voluntary. So, like, if you had a sketchy incident that occurred at your police station, if you didn't want nobody to know, you just don't report it. Think of all the things people wouldn't report if they could not report. So that's
that little bit of reporting from 1995 to 2001.
15-0. 15-0. Yeah.
So
yeah, that's problematic as hell. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. it's just the old Negro way, man. I'm just so tired of this, man, where we just feel like we got to capitulate and got to conform to something for safety's purpose. And he's trying to demonstrate this for his kids or his grandkids so they see it. And this image, this Ben Vereen, I don't know, man.
I think they want a check, and it's going to be a civil lawsuit.
But they're not going to get a check because they're nice. They're going to get a check because they're owed a check. It's not going to be because people like you. That's not what law is about. Law is not about feelings. It's about what the facts say. You know what I'm saying? So him being nice and kissing ass, they're going to be like, well, let's give this Negro $5 million.
Oh, no, but I think that, well, they've been getting a whole lot of money, but I think that it makes it easier. It makes it have probably less red tape when they go, when this goes to civil case. But I don't, for me, with something like this, if it was me, I don't care about the money. I want justice. And part of justice is, yes, I want that cop to not only be fired, but be put behind bars, but I want public policies passed. That's the substance, public policies on police brutality. So.
Yeah, well, that'll be the day. I want it too. I want the end qualified immunity. I think, I was pushing so hard. And that was why I was rocking with them type progressive people, because there were a couple policies. One of them was end qualified immunity. I've been covering these black deaths from Eric Garner to Tamir Rice to John Crawford to Breonna Taylor. But before her, there's been sisters that I've been covering since 2014, man. And it was just Tatiana Jefferson killed in her own house watching her nephew playing a video game. And somebody called the police and said, their door looks open. And next thing I know, cops are shooting through her window at her in her own damn house.
And most recent, the black woman in Illinois with the hot water in the pot.
Oh, God, yeah.
And those two, and the cops, they were just having a regular conversation all up until she had the pot, wasn't going to throw it on him, but she put the pot down, didn't have nothing, and she actually ducked, and he shot and killed her. But the family got a large settlement. Yeah,
but see, she deserved to be here though. You know what I'm saying? And I know you feel that way.
I think that officer, he was arrested. I do believe he was arrested in charges. I don't know. I think I need to.
But Dana, all he gonna say is, I was afraid.
Yeah.
And they're going to say, we don't know the mind state that he was in because black people is scary.
Going back to that angry black man. And that's what I'm saying. So, but I look at it like this, if you keep taking money, that's hush money. That's money for you to get up there and have these press conferences and say, oh, let's all just get along. The famous words, let's all just get along. And look how much Rodney King got. So, if you keep taking money and you keep having this let's all get along mentality, you're never going to get true justice. There's never going to be any public policy passed, so stop taking the money and fight for justice.
And stop rocking with the Democrats. Stop thinking the Democrats going to get it done for you. I think we need to start pressuring and working with Republicans as much or more, because they're the ones that care about this stuff. They care about the rights. To me, Democrats care about the optics. They care about the sound bite. They care about theatrics.
They care about, and they also care about making more money. Now, and that's why the Republicans don't fight for it, don't mention it, they don't do anything, because they don't need our vote, because we're not part of their party. So that's why you're not going to see the Republicans support anything that Black Americans want, because majority of Black Americans are on the Democrats. And it's like, okay, the Democrats have not been listening to Black Americans since 1965. Right. I'll up it a 10 extra years, since 1975. They have not been listening to Black Americans. So, but you still keep voting. The Republicans should not and will not do anything, because you're not part of them. They don't need you. Trump needed us, but that's for the presidency. What about state level, city level? Right. They don't need you. Congress, they don't need Black people voting for them in Congress.
I had a Maryland State rep.
You are needed then you'll see, you won't see a change. I'm sorry, what you
No, you're right, man. Hinton Sr. Let's go into the rocky terrain of talking about his son, because that's a
Rodney Jr. The one
Rodney Jr.
Perfect. You made it to the end of the video. I appreciate you. Now, Google thinks this next video is going to be perfect for you. It's right up your alley. So click the next video, watch that with me, and let's keep this politics going. You're built for this.